All right, welcome to Pump. We'll think skinny thoughts. So if you got some space beside you, scoot in a little bit closer. We can fit 6 or 7 in a row. I am also a culprit, so I will fix myself too. But welcome to Pump. This looks great, right? So a little bit about the class today. If you're with us online, thanks for being here. The video you're watching right now, if you look underneath the description, you'll see the equipment you need for the day, the movements that we're going to be doing today. That way you can always get set up for the class ahead of time, and so you're ready to go just when we start class. If you ever come in class in person, we have a whiteboard in the front, has all the equipment that you need, movements that you need, everything, so you're good to go. As far as the format of this class, so we'll always have a warm-up at the start. We'll have a cool down at the end. The workout of this class will consist of 4 movements total, and you can shut those doors if you want. It gives you a bit more space. So 4 rounds total. Each round will superset 2 movements 4 times, okay? What that looks like, let's say we're in round 1, we'll do movement 1 for 30 seconds, then we'll go right into movement 2 for 30 seconds. That'll be 1 set. We'll repeat that again. Movement 1 for 30 seconds, movement 2 for 30 seconds. Second set, we'll do 4 sets total, then that's 1 round done. You'll get a 1-minute rest period, and we'll move on to round 2. The first week of this class is a little bit different, just in case you haven't been doing much as far as activity. We only do 3 rounds in the first class, okay? So you have that nice benefit. At the end of each workout, we'll roll a D20 for your charisma to convince me. If you roll a 1, we run the ladder. We do every single movement one after the other until we get all the way through for a little extra workout. If we roll 2 through 5, we redo a whole round of the workout. If we do 6 through 10, we have a 2-minute finisher. 11 through 19, we just go right into stretching. If you roll a D20, we'll go right into stretching today, and next class is guaranteed to go right into stretching, no workout, okay? So with us only doing 3 rounds today, this first class will have a little bit of education as well that we're going to go over real quick. You should have got an email from me last Friday if you registered before then with a link to Optimize Your Movement series. So we're going to talk a lot about bracing, posture, how we want to make sure we're setting the muscles, the internal environment, right, the structure. 1, so we get the most out of our workouts. 2, so we stay safe, we don't get injured. So go and just take a comfortable stance, whatever your normal stance is. Okay, we're going to talk through bracing sequence. So first thing when we're going into bracing sequence is we want to squeeze the glutes. Think of like pinching a penny in between your butt cheeks. Once you have that squeeze, think of lifting that pelvic floor up into your stomach. You'll kind of feel like a slight pull in right above maybe like the belt line, okay? Once you feel like you have that lift, tighten the core a little bit, squeeze the core around that lift, shoulder blades slightly back and down, head in a neutral position. So from here, you only want about a 2 out of 10 intensity. So keeping that, take a couple steps, right? See what that feels like, and then go ahead and release it all, right? You're gonna feel a little bit of like that slump, that drop, that more just like relaxed stance that you might have had, right? So that's gonna be the difference. When you're in a brace position, it almost forces you to move with correct pattern, okay? So what that means is you drop something, you go to pick it up, or you do a squat or whatever, you're gonna hinge from the hip versus just bending through the back, reaching down to grab it, okay? So it's gonna kind of force you to move in a way that you're a lot less likely to get injured, and is gonna strengthen the muscles in the way and the correct patterns that we want, okay? That being said, it's super easy to forget, so I'll talk about it all the time, okay? Secondarily, so when we're in that relaxed state versus a brace state, kind of does some cool energetic things you can think about too. If you see somebody turn a corner, walk into a room like this, right? Communicate something very differently versus somebody walks into a room a little bit more like this, right? What? So it gives you a little bit of context of difference, you know, as far as that. So something to think about, right? You're going in a meeting, you don't really know what you're talking about, be sure to be braced, because they're going to think that you know what you're talking about, even if you don't. It's a better sell. In regards to that bracing, are we still braced or did we lose it? For sure. Unanimous, we still had it. So remember, keep that slight brace posture, 2 out of 10 intensity. Once you walk through that door, I've tried to make sayings that'll make you think of it. None of them are good, but just when you walk through the door, instantly think brace, right? Hey, walk through the door, something core. That's it. That's the best one I've heard so far. Something, something core. Snaps for that. That was good. That was good. When you walk through the door, something, something core. That's our new motto. Always remember that when you walk through the door, something, something core. I feel like it's like a little, it's like an ADHD buzz. It just is like clicking around in my brain a little bit. Yeah. All right, so movements that we have today. First one is going to be a tricep. So whenever you look at the movements on the board, if there's ever a slash, that is saying that there's multiple movements within that 30 seconds. You get to pick the ratio of how you want to do those, okay? So for this first example, push-ups into DD press with this downward dog press into mountain climbers. So let's say you want to do 2 push-ups and then go right into 1 downward dog press and then into 3 mountain climbers. You get to do that, right? If you don't want to do any push-ups or any downward dog press, you just only want to do mountain climbers, you get to do that, right? So that's your own ratio. You get to pick how you want. So first movement, push-ups. Biggest things when we're in a push-up position, okay, we want hands under the chest. So when you're down towards the ground, we don't want them under the face, okay? That's going to be a no-no. When they're under the face, it's going to make you flare the elbows a lot. You're going to be pushing a lot through the neck, the traps, the shoulders, the triceps. You're not going to be engaging through the pecs, through the chest, which is what we want. So hands under the chest. Next thing you want to think of, we don't want the elbows flared out. We tend to have the elbows out a lot. Pull those elbows in, okay? That's what's going to allow you to press through the chest versus when the elbows flare out, you're more pushing through here, okay? So hands under the chest, roll those elbows in, okay? Big things to think about. So downward dog press. So if you're down in a push-up position doing push-ups from here, all a downward dog presses is you're pushing those hips up, and then from here, if you want, you can dip the head down, press it back up, okay? Mountain climbers, from here, you're driving those knees up, alternating side to side you're going to. So with those 3, right, picking your own tricep. Next one we have on there is manual leg extensions. This is where you might want to have a sandbell of some kind, okay? It's a lot more comfortable if you do. The tops of your feet, basically, you're just going to sit on it. From this position, you're going to squeeze your glutes, push your hips forward. You're just dropping back as far as you can control it, stretching through the quads, then pulling yourself back up to standing, okay? If you want a little bit more body work, upper body work, right, you can hold the weight out here, or you can have weights here, and if you want, you can do a shoulder press at the top, or you can mix other things in if you want. But the main focus we're thinking of is the quads, hips forward. If that hip position breaks and you drop here, you're no longer doing what you're looking to do. A lot of it's actually going to move into the tibialis anterior, the shins, the front of the lower leg, okay? So make sure you're keeping those hips forward. Next one we got is going to be thrusters. So with thrusters, you're going to have weights, kind of like for a shoulder press. You're going to move into a squat, then you're going to press up overhead, and then drop back down into that squat, okay? Feel free to alternate or just do one or the other if you have any limitations, okay? Next movement, bicep curl. So with bicep curls, you have 3 different variations you can focus on. Palms staying up, palms down, neutral grip, okay? Whatever position you're doing, you're working slightly different areas of the muscle. Round 3, we have weight shifts into knee lifts. So that's where we're going to use these. Did everybody have equalizers? No. All right. If you are friends with your neighbor, only if, yeah, this is going to be very telling. 2 of you can just use 3 if you basically share an inside handle and vice versa. So one of you can be back a little bit further, the other's forward. So if anybody cares to donate to the needy, Oh, sure, that's a great idea. That's way better. So yeah, if you don't have them, you can do lunges, still share with your neighbor, support to the needy, right? Oh, I didn't even show you what it was. Yeah. Have the cleaning wipes ready, wipe them down. So with this one, the biggest thing you want to think about is don't let the shoulders come up to the ears, okay? You want to keep those shoulder blades back and down. And so when you're doing weight shifts, you're just moving from side to side, keeping that control. Watch yourself in the mirror, because what we don't want to see is this, right? Just swinging the hips from side to side. It's not really working a lot. But then for the knee lifts, you're still going to be in that same position. You're just driving those knees up, controlling them down. If that's difficult, you can keep one foot down and alternate which leg you're lifting, or you can go side to side, still keeping that little bit of support, okay? We got space for you. There's plenty. We'll make space. And then, let's see, last one we got is just alternating lunges. You can make them jumps, you can make them normal, you can make them weighted, you can do overhead alternating lunges, anything that you want for this, okay? Every class, we won't talk so much and go over so much stuff. Just for this first week, we'll have a little bit more of that. Any questions? All right, let's get some tunes going. If you're online, you have any questions, drop them in the chat. But we're going to hit that warm-up. All right, starting with those jumping jacks. Remember, stay braced. Don't lose that brace posture. See if I can. Nice job. Stay slightly braced. I don't know. If you want to minimize that impact, you can be right here. Don't have to have those jumps. Air squats. Pushing those hips back. Arches strong. Knees in line with those toes. Weight stays even on those feet. Don't let those heels come up. Nice job. Marches, driving that knee up in front. Focusing on that core activation here. Really feel that intention, that squeeze through the abdominals. Remember, first round of this warm-up, we're only at maybe 30, 40% effort. Just kind of waking up the body. Lunges, alternating in that lunge. Twist towards that knee that's in front, back to center, up out of that lunge. Arch is still strong on that front leg. Don't let those heels come up. Don't let those toes come up. Arm circles. Reverse, opposite direction. Inchworms into those push-ups. Remember, don't round that low back. Bend at the hips. Find that stretch at the top. Jumping jacks, round 2 of that warm-up. Picking up that tempo a bit. Moving a bit quicker. Air squats. Even though we're picking up the tempo, we're still keeping that control. Arch is strong. Marches. Pay attention to that core. Lunges alternating. Arm circles. Reverse. Inchworms into those push-ups. Take a break. 1 minute. And we're into this workout. Almost got muted, LD. Almost it. All right, in 10 seconds, we got that tricep into those leg extensions. We're starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's rock and roll. Push-ups, downward dog press, and those mountain climbers. Up to you and what you want here. Hands under the chest, not under the face. Elbows back in that 45. Manual leg extension. Remember, this is where you'll want that sandbell. Throw the tops of your feet on it. Squeeze the glutes. Push those hips forward, lean back as far as you can, then slowly bring it back up. Don't let that hip break. Keep those glutes squeezed. Press forward. Switch, tricep, push-ups, downward dog press, mountain climbers. Manual leg extensions. Top of the feet hit. Squeeze those glutes, hips forward. How far back can you take it? Control forward. Stop short of the top. Tension should be on those quads. Whole time. Switch, tricep. Manual leg. Keep those hips forward. Switch, last set. Back into that tricep. Switch. Woo. Manual leg extension. Load that stretch. Take a break. Woo. Round one, done. Thrusters into bicep curls coming next. I thought about dodging it and then what? Remember, take breaks as you need. You don't have to keep up with the tempo of the class. If you've been doing this a while, great, get after it. If you haven't, take it easy. Slow it down. We're rolling in 5, 3, 2, 1, thrusters. Switch, bicep curls. Thrusters. Biceps. Thrusters. Modify as you need. Bicep. Thrusters. Bicep. Woo. Last one. Stay with it. Take a break. Woo. All right. Final round, yos. Weight shifts into those knee lifts. Feel free to swap. Feel free to share with a partner. I can share right here. All right, we're gonna do like half and half. Half of us will be alternating lunges. The other half will be doing weight shifts into those knee lifts. Which do you want to start with? You want to start with those? Okay, now I'll do the lunges and then we'll swap. Cool. Yeah. All right. We got 10 seconds. In 3, 2, 1. Let's rock and roll. Switch. Thank you. Switch. Switch. Whew. Thank you. Switch. As you get tired, keep your quality. Switch. Whew. Switch. Last one. Well, maybe. We'll see. Switch. Take a break. Woo. It's die time. Do or die time. Hope's got us covered. So Hope's got us covered. 18. Right to cool down. Oh, 18. Oh. Yeah. My peeps at home. Nice work today. My peeps in class. Nice job. Nice work. 18. Good job, Mike. Nice job. Nice work. Those traps, baby. I see those baddies. Nice job. Nice job, Rex. Nice job today. All right, it's time for the cool down and some stretching. Oh, thank you. If you want to keep your mat out, feel free. As you're slowing down that breath, as you're cleaning up, remember, breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. On those inhales, paying attention to feeling the rib cage expanding 360 degrees. We tend to breathe a lot through our shoulders. Bring it down, fully fill the lungs. Woo. On that next exhale, whenever you're ready, we're gonna pull that first arm across for that first stretch. Through all these stretches, keep that slight braced posture. 2 out of 10 intensity. Keep those breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Working to stretch a little further on those exhales. When you're ready, go and release. Switch over that opposite side. When you're ready, go and release. We're gonna bring those hands behind the back, interlock those fingers. From here, we're gonna roll that head and neck. If you find a spot that's really tight, feel free to stay there, breathe through it. When you're ready, go ahead and release. On that exhale, we're gonna put one foot behind the other. Exhale, push those hips back, drop that chest forward. Whichever foot is out in front, you're looking to stretch through that hamstring and that calf. Remember, keep the chest up, don't collapse down. Keep that low back pulled in, push those hips back. It's more about elongating the muscles in the back of the leg than it is about how far down you get. And breathe. If you want more calf focus, you can lift those toes up. Put a bit more of that stretch into that calf. When you're ready, go and release. Switch over that opposite side. On that exhale, push those hips back. Same stretch opposite side, then find your breaths. Again, if you want more calf focus, pull those toes up. When you're ready, we're gonna go ahead and release. Go and pull those elbows back. We're gonna pull the fingertips back, straighten out the arms. Think of almost hyperextending those elbows. Looking for that stretch through the bicep. From here, you can rotate if you want. You can change up that positioning. Till you find whatever spot feels that best stretch. Breathe through it, then pull those fingertips back. When you're ready, you can go ahead and release. We're going to inhale up and in. On that exhale, we're going to drop down into a full floor squat, pushing those hips back and down. From here, trying to keep those feet flat, not let those heels come up. If you can't quite get there, that's okay, don't worry. Keep your weight forward on your hands, and slowly over time, work yourself a little bit deeper into that stretch. Once you're in that stretch, if you want to have a little bit of movement, kind of like a little massage for the joint, feel free. If you want more inner thigh stretch, elbows to the inside of the knees, palms together. Press those palms down. It's going to open up those hips. From here, we're going to plant those hands. We're going to step the feet back till we're in a plank. From here, go and inhale that right ankle up, exhale it through, moving into that pigeon stretch. That foot's coming across in the front. Remember, the purpose of this stretch is to be getting those hips closer to the floor, not necessarily the torso. So keep that low back pulled in flat, keep that chest up. If you'd like, you can drop down onto the forearms, but not if you're moving that tension out of the hips. Remember to breathe. On that back foot, go ahead and point it so the top of that foot is just laying on the ground. Secondarily, make sure those hips are squared. Don't collapse over to the side. Remember to breathe. Every third breath, make that inhale deeper. When you're ready, go and tuck that back toe. Go and lift yourself back out of that position to plank. We're going to inhale that opposite leg. On the exhale, drive that knee through, bringing that foot across. Same stretch, opposite side. Again, hips stay squared. Purpose is getting those hips down into the floor. If you're dropping down onto the forearms, make sure you're not rounding out that back. Keep that low back pulled in, hips push into the ground. And breathe. When you're ready, go ahead and tuck that back toe. Step back into a plank. We're going to press down into a downward dog. And we're going to pedal out those feet. When you're ready, hands in. If you want to stay and continue to stretch, feel free, but we're running out of time, so finish with those last breaths. Inhaling up through the nose, out through the mouth on the way down. These last breaths is a thank you to yourself, showing up today, giving the body a little bit of care, a little bit of movement. Nice job today, everybody. Class 1 done. Nice work. 20th of the way through the session. Whoop, whoop. Don't forget homework. Remember, if you're training, you're exercising, sleep is number 1, okay? Food is number 2, hydrating is number 3. Make sure you're getting minimum 7 to 9 hours of sleep somewhere in that window every night. Make sure you're eating enough throughout the day. Make sure you're drinking lots of water. You're going to be recovering over the next 2 to 5 days from this workout. If it's your first one in a while, could be longer. Nice job today. Have a nice night.